Hey guys, it's the day after rune removal day, so I thought I'd do an overview of my units for March. So, first up, we got Konamiya. He's still not really completely ruined. He's Violent Endure, Speed HP. Uh, I'm trying to get him built up for raid, so hopefully that will be the case, and we'll be able to have him be used soon. Alright, so next up, Orion. I use him all the time. He's Violent Will, he's Speed, Defense, HP. Um, I guess I'll actually show you the runes for the people I do normally actually use. So, for my project monsters, I'm not going to actually show you the runes because they're probably not what's going to end up actually on the monster. But Orion I use quite a bit. Use them all the time in Guild Wars. I use them sometimes in Arena, so I love Orion. So next up we got Julie. She's still Vamp Revenge. She's my Famon farmer. And then I also use her in Arena as well. And occasionally I'll bust her out in Guild Wars, but it's very rare that I take advantage of her too much in Guild Wars. I just don't really like her kit that much for Guild Wars. It's just a 6-turn multi-hit unless Galleon lands perfectly. It's it's not the best. So we got Megan. I don't use Megan anymore. I used to use her all the time. She's swift focus. I think she's speed, HP, accuracy. No, she's speed, attack, accuracy right now. Yep, she's speed, attack, accuracy. As it's stealing runes off of her. I used to use her all the time in Dragons. But I stopped using her once I got a couple different monsters. But great unit, still worth making if you have her. Next up, I got Sig. He was one of the biggest changes. I think his runes are still a work in progress, but I'm working on actually making him usable. He's Violent Blade. He's Speed, Crit Damage, and Attack. So obviously, I still need to 6-star or plus 15, not 6 stars, plus 15 those runes. But I'll at least have him as a usable unit. So that's good. I haven't had him usable in a long time. Next up, we meet Keen. Speaking of non-usable units, she's just got random Despair and Focus runes on her. I don't use her at all anymore. I used to use her all the time. I even used to use her in Guild Wars. I used to use her as a reser for Ramagos. I used to run Chloe, Ramagos, McKean. I think it's McKean is the lead because she's got the water lead skill. She has max skills. Like I said, I fed all my Undines to her that I initially got. So I still like her kit, and I even like it. They buffed her second skill to do glancing, so I actually like her kit more now. So who knows? Maybe one of these days I'll actually get around to actually working on her. But she is a good monster. And if she's your only reser, I think she's a very good option for dragons. Her only biggest problem is that 8,895 HP is so low. It's so hard to get a good amount of HP on her and the other stats you need for her to really shine. Next up, we got Soha, which she's probably going to get phased out a little bit, but right now she's still my dispeller for my arena like speed teams. But since I just pulled Praha is probably going to take her spot. She is Despair Focus. She is Speed, Attack, and Accuracy. I like the 100% accuracy because she still misses every once in a while, but great monster. I really like Soha, even though I don't really use her to her full potential because she should be like attack, crit damage, attack, and as a Famon farmer, that she's very good if you've got good Vamp Revenge runes. Next up, we got Shihu. He's runed up. I'm going to try to start using him with Purian as a combo, but we'll see. He's not. The problem is he's not max skills, and so it's not really going to show me the extent of his damage. But he is Rage Blade, and he is attack, crit damage, and attack. Uh, and I mean, he's got good crit damage. He's got 199 crit damage. I mean, it's not like he's got bad runes. It's the only 1,000+ attack is what's really killing me on that rune set. So it's not my main, obviously not my main Rage Blade rune set. So next up we got Hemos, who's my daughter for TOA hard. He's Violent Energy. He is Speed, HP, and Accuracy. I love Hemos. Great unit. The only problem with him is 91 base speed. You got to get him pretty fast, especially for my comp because I use Verd as my slowest unit non-violent. So I have to keep him ahead of Verd, which is not always the easiest thing to do when he's at 91 speed, and try to get him high accuracy. I recently buffed his accuracy. I think he got a plus. I got this rune on here, which had 15 accuracy. The rune on here before had, I want to say 10, so he got 5 accuracy, game up to 95. So he's almost max accuracy, but he needs the HP help. Because unlike Beretta, he does not have a good amount of HP because he's a technically attack monster. If you look at his attack, he's at 801 attack. He's actually got a really good multiplier in his third skill. I made a video on him a while ago. So Very good monster. So next up we got Tyron. My Tyron does not have the best runes, even though I use him quite a bit now. But he is Despair Focus. He is Speed, Attack, and Accuracy. I like having 100% accuracy on my units that I like need it on. Like if I want to get a freeze and a stun, I really want it on. His first skill's max, his second skill isn't, and his third skill's got the damage max, but not the cooldown time. So still working on him. Wayne, I think he's just got garbage Violent Revenge runes. I really tried to make him work in Necro, and I just couldn't make him work in Necro. I really don't know why. He's got a great kit for it. I just couldn't get a team together that works for him. I really like his kit, but it just wasn't working. So next up, we got Emma. I love Emma. I'm really hoping the next Hall of Heroes is win Neo Agent, because I really want to max Emma's skills out. But as you can see, she's got Speed, HP, and she is on Violent Will. The reason she's on Violent Will is because I use her to counter those fast, like Bernard Galleon X teams. So it's like Bernard Galleon Perna, I'll use Emma. Bernard Galleon Theo, I'll use Emma. Because Emma goes after most of my monsters, and with this third skill, they have their turn, and then Emma goes, buffs, or heals them, puts defense buff and shield if she overheals them. I mean, that's a great kit to have a monster, and so I love her on Violent Will. Next up, we got Purian, who I'm actually starting to build now again. I love Purian's kit. He's a great monster. 50% attack bar buff. So he's actually got some good runes on him. He is speed, crit rate, and attack. This was my old Theo's rune, so he got it for now because I don't have a better monster to put it on. But I'm probably going to change that rune out to something else. But I have a plus 15 revenge crit rate rune, which goes perfectly into this first skill because on critical hit, it increases his attack bar, and so I actually like him on Revenge because if he revenges, he'll increase his own attack bar. So that's pretty nice. All right, so next up we got Theo. I didn't really change up my Theo. I changed him up a lot this month. Never mind. So he gained 1 speed, he gained some crit damage, and he is on Violent Will now. He is speed, crit damage, and attack. I got these 2 runes here. That really helped me with him because I love him on Will. I never really cared what he was on before, but now he's on Will. If someone outspeeds mine, they probably can't one-shot him. So or not one-shot, but like get him pop his Endure, which is huge because then he's up for another couple turns. So absolutely love Theo's kit there. I'm not even through my water monsters. It's already been like 8 minutes. This might take a while. All right, so Elwyn. Still working on him. I gotta get out my TOA video on him. I actually got him max skills. I love his kit. Love his kit. There's a reason I 6-starred him. I have mine Despair Blade. He is speed, HP, and accuracy. I got him max his runes. He's got 100% crit. He'll have like 85% accuracy and have like 140 something speed, which is actually good for him because you want him to go last. He's not like Wuchi. He's not like Spectre, where you kind of want them to go first. You want him to go last and try to get a full attack bar reduction. And then I have him to spare, hopefully get some stuns. So I'll get a video out on him at some point, but I really, really like his kit. Next up, we got Rena. Not Guild Wars. Arena Defense Master. At 1% resistance. I know. 99% resist. And she's only got 38,500 HP, but she's on Shield, Endure, Revenge, so she is on a shield set, so that's kind of hidden stats there. She's obviously HP. I love her. She's actually normally, not really anymore because I've changed up enough people's runes, but she's always top 5 on my A+ World Boss attack. Always top 5. Sometimes, most of the time, top 1. But I changed up Theo's runes enough that he takes it sometimes, and sometimes some other monsters take it. Galleon got a massive change. I took all of Galleon's runes off and put all new runes on him. 99% accuracy. I lost 1% accuracy. Right now he's at 78 speed, and he is shield, will, and revenge. So he's speed, HP, and accuracy. I love having Galleon on revenge. I think it's almost as good as violent because you want to get that defense buff out. So he is max skills. I max skilled him instead of some other monsters, and I'm really liking the investment in him so far. Next up, we got Chilling. I actually runed up Chilling completely this month, and I want to test him out in Dragons and see how he does. Right now, I have Violent Revenge, and he is Speed, Attack, and HP. So he's a good amount of HP, decent amount of attack, and 170 speed. So and 31 accuracy. He removes that debuff almost every single time, so I might try to just get him involved into my Dragons team, even if it's not a super speed comp. Next up, we got Bastet. I haven't changed her since last month. I haven't changed her in a while. Actually, I haven't changed her since I got her. I have her Swift Revenge. She is defense, HP. She's frontliner for Rifts. 18,000 defense, basically, and 26,000 HP. So I'd love for her to be on Violent, but I don't have the runes to pull off subs like this because I also have 71% resist. So I want the accuracy higher, but I'm probably going to have to get that through grindstones. Next up, we got Praha, my new baby. 57% accuracy, 183 speed, over 30,000 HP. She's Despair Focus right now because I need to replace these 2 runes. If I can replace these 2 runes, I don't have to get much. I just need to get a Nemesis rune for slot 2 or slot 4 with some decent subs, and I'll be able to replace that because I already got a 6-star Nemesis speed rune. I want her on Nemesis so bad. She's so much better on Nemesis than she is on Focus. But she's Despair Focus for the moment. So I'm still working on her speed HP, but brand new monster for me. I've been farming giants, and now I've gone back. I got some decent runes set up for her so far, and now I've gone back into farming Necro to try to get those Nemesis runes. Beretta, my TOA all day. Yeah, that's right. 4-star rune, plus 10 speed, and plus 9 accuracy. I really like this rune. So we got my speed, HP, and accuracy. I just like Beretta. He's a good monster. Draco, he's my leader for Guild War Remigo's team. He's up to 83 speed, or 81 speed, so 181. And he is Despair, Broken, and he is Speed, HP. She's my lead for my Necro safe team. She's Violent Revenge, Attack, HP, and Attack. So she's got like all 5-star runes. Almost my whole entire Necro team's got 5-star runes, and it still works. So they're all just max. So I would suggest anyone like, my Necro team is to be so much better if I get 6-star runes. Well, if you're using 5-star runes that are plus 12, plus 15 those 5-star runes, it'll probably work a lot better. Next up, we got Kali, still a project. Speed, or Swift Blade, speed, crit damage, attack, but she's still a project. I'm still working on her. I need to get that attack up a lot, even though my crit rate and crit damage are actually pretty decent on her. Spectra, TOA hard, and I use him in Dragons. 100% crit rate, 100% accuracy. He is speed, crit rate, and accuracy. I like Spectra a lot. Alright, next up we got Verd. He's gone through so many changes on runes, but he's on Violent Revenge. He is speed, he is crit rate, and HP. I really want to replace that rune with a 6-star one, but I need some decent speed subs in order to do that. Next up, we got Seek. Seek didn't really get too much of a buff this month. I just got him up a little bit faster, so he's up to 183 on attack, which to me is the most impressive, that he's attack at 183 speed with 53 or 56 crit rate. I mean, those are actually some pretty good subs. I've been thinking I might give another unit those subs and make him change them up a little bit, but I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet. Gibraltar I don't use. I think he's just got Violent Revenge. I was using him in Necro until I got Adrian. Alright, so this Hua is my faster Hua. 99% crit rate, 77% accuracy, 170 speed. I need to get that HP up. And then I need her attack needs to go up a tiny bit too. She's violent focus, speed, crit rate, and oops, attack. All right, next up we got Tessa. Use him a lot in Guild Wars. If you notice, he's got really high defense. I changed him up. If you have Tessarian and you're going to use him, I use him as normally I use Bella, Tessarian, Theo. So Bella goes, removes buffs or armor breaks. Tessarian goes either just attacks the first skill or tries to put armor break on and Oblivion, and then Theo kills. That's normally how my team is set up. With Tessarian, the biggest thing is he was getting crunched by Camillas, like just crunched by them. Like he was speed HP with 30,000 HP, and they were just ripping through it like it was nothing. I changed him to speed HP defense, and he can actually tank them a decent amount. Not like take them forever, but he can actually tank them okay. So I really like his setup. He is violent focus. He is speed, defense, and HP. So again, I really like him on that set, just for that extra defense. All right, one of my biggest changes is Leica. I got him back up to 100% crit rate. His crit damage went down to 121, which is okay. His speed's at 124. Attacks pretty much stayed the same, but I can now use him in a team, which I'll explain a little bit later. He is attack, crit damage, and attack. Sorry, I keep hitting that 1 rune instead of the 6 rune. So I'm actually going to be using him a lot more in Guild Wars now, and I love that consistency of 100% crit, because otherwise it's just super annoying, because when he crits, he does so much damage, but if he doesn't crit, he doesn't really do that much. Alright, next up is Randy. Obviously, I use Randy for Randy and Copper. I have mine, HP, I think it's, no, so it's attack, crit damage, HP. I love Randy's kit. Amazing monster. Very good buffer. Actually does a lot of damage, even as the setup that I have. Next up's Colleen. User in Necro, user in Rifts. I think she's speed HP. She just doesn't have the best runes. She's Violent Revenge. She's speed, HP, and HP. So she's got some 5-star runes on her again. So same thing, Necro monsters have a lot of 5-star runes. Next up we got Trevor. Trevor's still a project. He's on Vamp Revenge. His runes aren't 100% maxed, but I want to get his crit rate 10% more before I really do too much with him. But he'll be one for the future that I'll be working on. Next up's my Slow Hua, which is my Necro Hua. So a lot of very different stats in my first one. She's Violent Blade. She's attack, crit damage, and attack. Super slow. She's my slowest unit, so that she always attacks last. Next up is Brandia. Brandia I use during reset hour sometimes, depending on what I'm doing. She is Shield Nemesis. She is attack, crit rate, and HP. So I actually really like that rune. I might try to find to put it on someone else, but right now it's fine on Brandia. But what does it have on it? 15 crit, 10 speed on HP rune. So I might try to find a use for it, but it is a shield rune. So Brandia still does a ton of damage to this build. It's sad. Like, her multiplier is just that good on her 3rd skill. No skill ups, and I really don't have that much of a use for her, so I just built her as a hybrid-y, always crit build. But she has a decent kit. This skill just hits so hard if you have 2 debuffs. If you have more than 2, it hits even harder. Alright, so next up we got Kumar, which I use all the time. Huge, and I use him basically. He's my main Guild Wars monster for offense and defense. As you can see, pretty fast at 153 for most Beast Monks. Most Beast Monks are slow. I need to get him faster, though, so I'm going to be working on that. But 100% crit and like 33,000 HP. So he is Violent Revenge, so he's HP, he's crit rate, and he is HP. The reason he's crit rate, I have a 15 speed crit rate rune, and that is huge when I'm trying to get other stats, because I couldn't get close to the stats I wanted not putting crit rate there. I could put like a 5-star HP rune, but I like the 100% crit better than the 5-star HP rune. Alright, next up we got Adrian. Use him in Necro all the time now. He is Violent Revenge, HP, crit damage, and attack. So again, use him all the time. I replaced this rune. That is actually not the rune that was on Hemos, but that's a new rune for him. So it's pretty good. Up next, we got Ramagos. Love Ramagos. He is almost 40,000 HP on Vamp Nemesis. He is HP. He is HP, and of course he is HP. I need to take this rune off of him. It's way too good to not be on one of my Rift units, but I need to get a replacement rune for there. This rune as well. I need to take both those runes off of him. Those are like perfect Rift and Nemesis runes, and they're like kind of wasted on my Ramagos. So I might actually just change his offset. So I might have to change his offset to something. So we'll see what that is. But I like him on Nemesis right now. I might have to change him to Will if I can get some good HP subs on those Will runes. Up next, we got Shannon. I don't even know what she has on her. I don't use her anymore. Great unit for the first year I played the game, though. It's just up until now I've stopped using her. I'm still occasionally my user in TOA, but I really don't have too much of a use for her. Alright, my first Lucian, he's just got garbage runes on him. I don't use double Lucian anymore, so he's just got like a vamp set that I think I'm trying to make into a farmer set for someone. So I don't know exactly who, but someone's going to have a vamp revenge set. Next up, we got Bernard. Obviously, main goal is get as fast as possible. So I've got him up to, what is that? I can almost do math in my head. 160, so 260. So he's at 260. He is speed, crit damage, and accuracy, just the fastest runes that I have. So still trying to work on him getting faster. I obviously need some grindstones. Katarina, don't use. She just got a attack set on her. As you can see, it's got 0 speed on it. But I don't use her at all anymore. I used to use her in Guild Wars, but she's just not consistent enough for me, and that's why I built Copper. Michelle, I don't use. I need to build her back up. She's actually Violent Energy. I need to build her back up. But I don't use her right now. Acasis, same thing. I don't use. She was awesome for me at the beginning of the game, and I just have outlived her use. She's just outlived her usefulness. We got my main Lucian, which is my speed Lucian. As you can see, 1,000 or plus 1,000 attack, 181 speed, 70 crit rate, 181 crit damage, and he is Rage Blade. He is speed, crit damage, and I keep hitting that one rune, attack. So really, really like this Lucian. Got to get him like 2 speed faster, then he'll be synced. Sorry about that. I tried to. Hopefully you didn't hear that too bad. All right, next up we got Wuchi. I don't really use him right now, but he's got runes that I need to build. He's Despair, Endure, and hopefully I will actually be using him at some point. All right, next up is Copper. Copper got a pretty big upgrade. I think he got almost 20 crit damage upgrade, which is pretty nice. So he's a 71 crit rate, 173 crit damage. He is Guard Blade, and I have him on defense, crit damage, and defense. So this is the rune I replaced here. 19 crit damage on it. It rolled pretty good for me, so I found a way to get it in there. I need to replace this rune, but I need to get a defense rune that's 6-star with at least 7 crit rate in order to make that worthwhile to replace. So that's what I'm trying to find at the moment. Or I might even try to replace this rune here and maybe find a blade rune. So I'm looking for a guard or a blade rune for that slot. So hopefully I'll be able to get Copper to full 6-star rune so we can hit a little bit harder. Next up, we got Amir. Amir got a little buff actually, unintentionally I think, but he's at 60% crit rate, 157 crit damage, 176 speed, and he's on Despair Blade. He is speed. He is crit damage. Yeah, you got this rune. Yep, 16 crit damage, 12 speed. Yep, so you got to upgrade attack. So speed, crit damage, attack. I like Amir. I have Lucian, so I don't really use my Wombo teams as much, but I'm going to start probably using him a little bit more. Orang's project, Violent Blade, but still working on getting her a good, decent rune set. Brian, he actually got slowed down a little bit because of Praha. He's on Despair Shield. He is Speed. He is HP and HP. So even with 5-star runes, he's still at like 33,000 HP. So it's still pretty good. Mav, I got to work on his runes. He's Violent Focus, but he's still Project. Haven't really gotten runes for him yet. So we got Ethna. She is, I can't do math in my head. It's like 173 speed, I want to say. 69 crit damage, 131 131 crit damage, 69 crit. She's Violent Blade. She's Speed, crit damage, and attack. So I'm still looking to getting better runes for her as well, but she's in a long line to get better runes. Delphoy. Use her right now in Rifts until Kona's built up. She's Nemesis Violent. She is Speed, HP, and Defense. I want to get a different rune on her there too, because that's like a really good Nemesis attacker rune for defense. If that was HP, that would go on Praha so fast, but it's not HP. But still working on her. Figaro. I'm still trying to make him work. I just can't figure out how to do it. I have Violent Focus right now, attack, crit rate, and attack, and he's okay. But I'm still trying to figure out how I can make him work. It's such a good kit. I mean, this beneficial effect, so it's one beneficial effect if you use flying cards. It can be one beneficial effect from every monster. So if he's Surprise Box, he can remove from all the monsters that are out there. So like on Famon, the last level, the Hellhound buffs, he can remove a buff from each one of those monsters. Alright, next up is Priz. I use him only in Hall of Magic Dungeons, and I use him just like this, and he does his job. I've got him attack, crit rate, and accuracy. He got this rune because Galleon, it went away from Galleon, so he's got 88% accuracy, 97% crit. He does a ton of damage with that second skill to bosses because it's max HP. And then if he crits, he puts on a dot with the first skill. So I use him in like Water B10 or like Magic B10, like anything where I need to like kill a tower or I need to put some dots on. So I still do actually use him runed up exactly how he is because it really doesn't matter. I may just like switch out for like an HP rune and just mess around with him a little bit. Next up, we got Amon, who I constantly change around and steal runes from, but he's still my TOA hard provoker. He is Violent Focus, he is HP, he is crit rate, and he is HP. So I steal runes from this guy all the time. So next up is Darian, another unit I use during reset hour. He is Shield Revenge, and he is HP, HP, and HP. So I like Darian a lot. Great unit. It makes people second guess devolutioning you. Next up is Bella. I haven't really changed Bella too much. She is Violent Nemesis. I used to run her on Revenge, but I changed her up to Nemesis. I actually might change her back. I haven't really been seeing a huge advantage of having Nemesis, but I'm not too sure on that yet. Zowling, still a project. She's on Rage Energy. Haven't been able to work on her yet because I've gotten too many new monsters and too many good runes to work on her. Neil's next. I want to use Neil more in TOA hard, so she's half built right now. She's Violent Focus, Speed, HP, HP, 4-star HP rune. Woo! So I got to replace that, but I actually want to make her work, so I'm trying to getting her better. My new toy, Grago. I max his runes, so we'll see how he does. I want him for tanking Sierras, and that's where Leica comes in. Is I want to go Leica, Grago, and like Chloe, or even the little what's a little forgot her name. What is it? Colleen. All right. So in Colleen, so he is Guard Revenge, and he is Defense, crit damage, and defense. So 5-star runes with good subs is guard runes is a very big thing apparently in my guard runes. So So I'm going to be testing him out, 72 crit damage and 150, or 72 crit rate and 150 crit damage. So I'll be testing him out. He actually has more defense than Copper, but obviously the less crit damage. So they actually are pretty close in stats, for one being Guard Guard Blade and one being Guard Guard Revenge. So we're going to have to test him out, see how we like him. Next up, we got Conrad. I haven't changed him up. I don't really use him that much anymore, but he's got one of my old Lucian sets on him, so he's attack, crit damage, and attack. But as you can see, really low speed. But I'm still going to be working on him at some point. All right, we got Diaz, who's my other frontliner for Rifts. His stats are like so close to being good enough for R5, but they're not quite there yet. He's Revenge. He is defense, HP, and HP. That's one of the reasons why right there. I need to find a 6-star Revenge rune there. Next up's Veramos. I use him basically exclusively in Guild Wars and TOA Hard, or TOA Normal too. But he is Violent Will, he is Speed, HP, HP. Jubel. I use him occasionally in Guild Wars to tank Bellas and stuff like that. He's Violent Revenge, he is HP, HP, HP. Alright, next up we got Faye, my leader skill for Arena. I love Faye. Sometimes she's awesome, sometimes she's terrible. But I'd really like to change her up at some point to a different rune setup. But right now she is Fatal Revenge, she is Speed, Attack, and Attack. And the reason why she's still Attack is because look at the subs on this rune. 13 crit, 12 speed. It's very hard to find a crit damage rune that will replace that. We got Lynette, who I don't really use. She's Despair Revenge. I want to build her as my TOA hard tank for the stupid light Valkyrias. So be working on her, and then these guys are just out here for fun. So that's pretty much my units for March. I plan on working on some of them, like Sigmaris, getting him maxed. Hopefully that'll happen by like Sigmaris and Purian and guys like that. So hopefully I'll have those all done by next month, but it's hard when you've got so many 6-stars to have them all have decent rune sets and like decently be able to be used. So my main goals are Sigmaris, Purian, Eloin, and then probably Wuchi, getting him back up, and then Mav. So it's basically TOA monsters, and then Purian I want to get faster, and then Sig I want to be able to actually use again because I haven't used Sig in a long time. So thanks for watching, guys. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.